Very good afternoon. My name is Viswa. I'm a corporate trainer from Voice Training and Research Private Limited. Most of the time in my class, my students used to ask me a question. Sir, I'm not able to speak English fluently. However, I can understand English when somebody speaks. When I read English, to some extent I'm able to follow. When you listen to English, to some extent, yes, of course, I'll be able to follow. However, in practical, when I make an attempt to speak English, I'm not able to speak. So I have been learning English for so many years, right from my school days. In fact, some of the students, surprisingly, they have been through only English medium schools. So it's a common scenario which I usually come across in my training session. Today, in this video, I'm going to address this question. Before that, I want to share you a survey report. It's not a survey report, it's a fact. All the viewers, please listen carefully. On an average per day, we spare 9% of our time in writing. 16% in reading. 16%. 30% of our daily time we spend on speaking. The third one, speaking, 30%, and the final, that is the fourth one, it's something very important. 45% of our daily time we spare on listening. What? Listening. So, irrespective of the language what you speak, let it be Tamil or Malayalam or Kannada or Hindi, or let it be any language, you may be from any part of the world, on an average, you spare 45% of your time on listening. So, most of the time you are exposed to only listening. This is a fact. Now, I want to address the question based on this report. Before that, I like to give you an input, which is something very important. You know the basics of a computer, input devices and output devices. Obviously, how will you get an output of something? Only based on the input what you give, right? How many skills are there as far as a language is concerned? Basic. I'm asking you this basic question. L, listening. S, speaking. R, reading. W, writing. That is L, S, R, W. Listening, speaking, reading and writing. If you have a pen and paper in handy, I strongly suggest all the viewers to kindly make a note of this. What are inputs? What are outputs? Please listen carefully, the viewers. Listening and reading both are your inputs as far as your language is concerned. Listening and reading. Speaking and writing are two outputs. Speaking and writing are the two outputs. So if you want outputs, you have to give inputs. So I have hope you have got the technical answer to the question what was raised in the beginning of this uh, a video session. Why I am not able to speak English fluently? You have to give more inputs. What? Listening and reading. The more you listen, the more you speak. The more you read, the more you write. In simple words, what you listen, what you speak, what you read, and what you speak. Have you understood now? Now, compare the reports, compare the fact what was shared by me prior to what I'm just sharing with you now. What are we doing on an average per day? 45% we spend on listening. So, on an average per day, if you spare most of the time on listening to only the domestic language, obviously, naturally, psychologically, technically, you tend to respond only in that language. So, in simple words, technically and strategically, if you want to speak English, you have to spare more time on listening. Sometimes my students used to ask me a question, sir, could you please justify your answer? I can. I used to ask that student, hey child, what's your age? If she is from a first year engineering or an arts and science background, she used to always respond to my question, sir, I'm 18, sir, I'm 19, I'm 20. So where did you have your schooling? And she used to ask me like I'm from this school. Almost like 18 years, almost 17 years, almost 16 years, she would have spared most of the time in listening to her mother tongue. However, she knew how to write English. Probably if I give her some exercises in active voice and passive voice or article or reading comprehension or any grammatical based question, I'm pretty sure that if she is a bright student, if she is not an average student, I'm pretty sure that she used to score more than 80 or 90% in English. However, when I ask her to come and do her self introduction in the middle of the class, she's not that much confident. Why? Why? Because she has less practice in speaking. Simple thing. So almost 80 to 90 percentage of your learning area, your learning curve, as far as learning a language is concerned, it's almost done. So what is left? Speaking. So you have to practice on what? Speak. This is how I always used to make them realize. There is a word, there is a saying in Tamil, Chittiramum Kaipazhakkam Chendamizhum Naapazhakkam, which is applicable to all the languages across the globe. Children, habit to learn how to speak a language. We have to speak that language. Speak, speak, speak if you want to learn how to speak a language fluently. So, this is the first thing I like to share it with you all today. I've been to one of the most famous engineering college in Tamil Nadu. It has been topping all the engineering colleges at that time. My job was to train final year engineering students for the upcoming placement drive. And it was the first or second day, I believe so. I was interacting with final year computer science students, and one student stood up and asked me, "Sir, could you please share me a strategy where I'll be able to quickly learn how to speak English fluently?" I asked him like how much time is left out. Sir, hardly 6 months. Then I asked him, "Don't worry, child. I'll tell you a magic." He smiled. The moment when I used the word magic, all the students stood up straight. Sir, is there any shortcut? It's a student mentality. I just told them that, children, I'm going to share you with the magic. And before that, I want to ask you a question. Do you want to speak English fluently? Everyone say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Forget about everything. Now, all of you sit straight. All of you take a notebook and pen. I'm going to share a magic that is called 30 minutes magic. It's like mantra. All the magician, they know how to do all the magics by saying a mantra. Ji, boom, bo, laddu varnam. Immediately laddu will come. The same way I'm going to share a mantra with you. What you have to do is you have to learn that mantra every day. But only one condition, like if you have that magic ring or if you have a magic stick, only that magic stick will work on a full moon day or amavasa, or only if the person who holds the stick, only the person who holds the stick, he will get that power, that way. There is only one condition. You have to practice that mantra. Listen carefully, viewers. You have to practice that mantra continuously for 6 months without taking a break, not even for one day. What happens if they take a break? That mantra will not work. If you practice that mantra for 3.5 months, and after 3.5 months, if there is a break for even one day, that mantra will not work. What is the solution? You have to start once again. All your efforts will go waste. How many of you are accepting this challenge or this mantra? Everyone stood up. One girl student said, she stood up, "Sir, excuse me, I have a question for you." I said, "Shoot." What do we get after 6 months? I simply said, you will be capable of reaching the place where I am in now. What does it mean? You can also be a trainer like me. Sir, really? Yes, child. Sir, you seem to be an experienced person, having more than 2 decades. Of course, child, but it's mantra. It's a very powerful mantra, child. Believe in, practice, and you will succeed. And you just imagine her face became so straight. Immediately, "Sir, what should I do now?" Okay, all of you, be ready. I'm going to share the mantra. Be ready with a long size notebook and pen. There are 9 steps you have to follow. Including, there was a placement director, still I believe in. There was a class advisor. And there were some of my colleagues. Suddenly the eyes stopped blinking. They were all staring at me. What is this? Viswa's class, used to be something different. Because I used to conduct a lot of activities in my class. Let me come to the point. All of you ready, children? This is the first point. Out of the 9 steps, here is the first step of this 30 minutes magic. First step. Learn 3 new words in English per day. Step 2. learn the meaning of those three new words, learn the correct spelling, learn the correct pronunciation, learn all the synonyms and antonyms of the word. Step 3. Try to frame a single sentence out of those three words. Step 4. Try to frame a question out of each three new words. Step 5. You have to watch English news every day. Step 6. Listen to English songs and watch English movies every day. Next step. You have to stand in front of a mirror. You have to take an English newspaper and you have to start reading that newspaper loudly. Next step. Try to speak in English initially for only 10 minutes a day in the classroom or with your friends or with your well-wishers, only in English. You are not supposed to switch over to Tamil initially, just for 10 minutes. Then gradually increase those 10 minutes into 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then 30 minutes. The speaking of English, this is something very important. Then the last but not the least, you have to follow all these steps continuously for next 6 months. I'm done. Including the placement director, including the staff members, and all the students were looking at me. I said, only by following this magic continuously for 6 months, I became the trainer. And I can tell you, most of the technical leaders and project managers and like senior technical staff members and most of the software companies have been believing in this magic and they have been so successful, and like 30 to 40% or of them have become language trainers or motivational speakers. So this 30 minutes magic, I like to share it with the viewers of this video. My first question, hope you all remember when we started this video lesson. Sir, I'm a graduate. Sir, I'm an engineer. I did my schooling in an English medium school. I'm able to write English. I'm able to understand English to some extent. If you give me an exercise in the grammar, I'm pretty sure that I can score 100 out of 100. However, when I try to make a casual conversation with my friend continuously in English, when I go to a bank and had to interact with the bank manager, when there is a situation where I have to stick to only professional language, I'm not able to manage. Fear, shy, searching for words, framing sentences. Why? why I am facing problem. I'm not a below average student. So for that question, I gave you a solution that you have to listen to more of English per day. So that is the point I like to share it with you. Second one, 30 minutes magic, that is applicable not only for an engineering college student or an arts and science college student, but whoever it may be, whoever wants to speak English, whoever has time, whoever wants to have a basic fear of picking up English, please believe me, this 30 minutes magic will definitely work for you. I just want to ask you a question. So most of the students from Tamil medium background, and they used to ask me a question, sir, you said practice language, practice language, practice language. So where do we practice? It's a mirror exercise which I just shared with you in 30 minutes magic. Yes. So start sparing your valuable time in listening more of English content, like listening to English music, and try to have a good friend circle where you can comfortably, uh, making attempts in a casual conversation, and do believe in 30 minutes magic. I'm pretty sure that you will come out with success. All right, and share this success story with all your friends and well-wishers. And thank you for watching this video. Wish you all good luck. Take care and bye bye from Viswa Voice Madurai. Thank you.